My name is Christian, and in this short video series I'll be sharing some of the work I did for the music of Runa and the Chaikurú Legacy. In the first episode I analyze how the music evolves throughout the game's opening area. In this video I dive into the melodic development and musical structure of the game's first loop. The camp area is set in G major, with a constant looping chord progression providing the foundation while different melodies unfold above it. We are listening right now to the first melodic motif in Runa's soundtrack. A motif could be defined as the smallest structural unit possessing its own identity, also capable of combining with others to form larger phraseological structures. In this case, the initial motive is repeated almost identically, with its pitch adjusted to match the underlying chord. Since this musical section serves as an introduction, the repetition of the motive helps establish a clear musical idea in the listener's ear. This is Runa's main theme, a melody that represents the protagonist and stands as one of the game's principal musical ideas. Later on, we'll analyze how it is reused across different areas of the map and key moments in the storyline. This melody may sound different from the introduction we heard earlier, yet the same rhythmic cell keeps coming back, showing up in the middle or at the end of phrases. Also, during the second section, the rhythm of the initial motive is repeated exactly as before, but the intervals change and the direction shifts downward. During the first half of this new section, the initial motive returns with some variations. Here, a new element appears as an anacrusis, an idea I'll refer to as the staircase. Please keep this motive in mind, as it will be further developed later on. The second half is essentially a replica of Runa's theme B, but with a different instrument carrying the melody. This repetition reinforces the importance of the theme during the opening minutes of the game, aiming to firmly imprint it in our memory for the variations that will come later. Following the same logic, we hear Runa's main theme once again, this time with less rhythmic density than in the first version. When used with care and without falling into monotony, repetition can be the strongest form-shaping force. By bringing back familiar ideas, the music imprints them in our memory and builds a sense of structure and identity. Here, the melody is carried by the accordion. Although I've already mentioned it in a previous episode, it's worth emphasizing that this instrument is central to chamamé, a traditional style of music from the littoral region that inspired the game's environment. The accordion also plays a defining role in other genres, such as cumbia, a popular dance music from Colombia, further connecting Runa's soundtrack to the wider landscape of Latin American music. That said, this is a good moment to point out that the rhythm of the initial motive is inspired by the clave of candombe. This rhythm shares a structural similarity with the milonga, reflecting the deep interconnection between ancient traditions and the urban popular music of Buenos Aires. While Runa's music emphasizes several elements from Argentine musical traditions, I also decided to incorporate influences from different American genres, such as Cuban salsa and even blues. This section introduces a variation of the staircase motive, shifting its entry point to the third beat, and makes reference to a Colombian cumbia song, La Pollera Colora. Composed in 1960, it is regarded as a classic of Caribbean music. There are several Easter eggs scattered throughout the game. I had a lot of fun adding these little references to songs I used to listen to during my childhood, the same era that inspired the game's aesthetic. With this piece, the game's opening loop comes to an end. But before wrapping up, I'd like to share that I believe music has the power to act as a unifying element, bridging cultures from all around the world. What do you think? In the next episode, I'll continue exploring the musical composition of the following regions, so stay tuned if you're interested, and thanks for watching.